I don't know what it is, man, but Fortnite just can't seem to get off my goddamn radar. It just seems like every single time I log into the internet nowadays, I just keep seeing Fortnite on my news feed, whether it be just, oh, hey, small little updates of what's going on, or whether it be a new patch of things coming to the game, and it's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna get a goddamn headache from all this Fortnite nonsense. But however, there is some good news I do want to report on here. So for those of you who were not aware or do not know, let me catch you up to speed really quick. So Fortnite has basically made a pretty big change in my opinion, and that big change is bringing back the OG, I guess, Battle Royale map. So, if you're someone who used to play Fortnite back when it was still in early access, back in like 2017, 2018, you would know what I'm talking about. Now, me personally, I have played this game back when it was still in early access, back when this game was still at its prime time, you know what I'm saying? And then the whole world was basically shocked by this game. And now all of a sudden, they're bringing back the OG Battle Royale for good as a permanent mode to the game. Now, I know I have been poo pooing on Fortnite for a while now, simply because I just wished for the game to go back to its roots, because I just don't like some of the newer stuff. Like, if you're an OG person like myself who played the game back when it was in early access, I think you would understand where I'm coming from and you would know what I'm talking about. But I think as an OG player, we can all agree that nope, nobody likes this newer stuff in the newer Fortnite. Nobody likes the newer things in the game. Now, I'm not trying to say everything is bad, obviously. I do want to clarify that. I mean, you obviously have your sprinting mechanics still. You can still do the, I think, wall jumping now, where you jump next to a wall and you just jump right off that wall, which I think is pretty cool. They have some of the newer movement mechanics in the classic OG Battle Royale. So that way you can outrun the storm and actually give yourself some breathing room. Unlike back in the day where you were just running slow as a snail and you didn't really have that much room to work with, and there were like no vehicles back then. However, there is another positive I do want to point out with this OG Battle Royale. All of the classic weapons, like the bolt action sniper, the double pump shotgun strategy, yes, you can do the double pump strategy. They brought that back because OG Battle Royale reasons. So if you want to run the double pump strategy, you can do that back when it was like really busted back then. So that's really cool. I tried it out. It was all right, but I think I preferred using the tac shotgun personally because, well, I mean, tac shotgun's the best shotgun. No, but with all seriousness, if you wanted to run like the double pump shotgun strategy, you could definitely just obliterate some people like that if you really know how to do it. But I will say this, the fact that basically Epic Games, or I should say Fortnite, is finally catering to the OG audience once again, and they're actually trying to, I guess, I don't want to say pay their respects, but I guess they're trying to cater to the OGs who played the game way back in early access. They're finally giving them some attention, especially because the newer Fortnite with the Chapter 6 Season 1 with the new overpowered weapons and the dumb enemy bots and AI that some people could mistake for an enemy. As an OG player of Fortnite, I think we can all agree, like, the newer stuff in Fortnite, it just doesn't hit the same like it did back in the old days, back in like 2017 or 2018 when Fortnite was in its prime time. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna be honest, ever since I saw this OG Battle Royale coming back to Fortnite finally, will admit, I was actually surprised. I was thinking to myself, like, damn, they're actually going back to OG Fortnite for good, and they're gonna leave it as a permanent mode. So that way, people like myself can finally go back to the good old days and actually relive the nostalgia and play Fortnite like we remembered it was back in the day. So that's pretty good. Now, I think Epic Games kind of realized like they're starting to, I don't want to say struggle, but they're trying to, I guess, bring more attention to the game. So that way they can, I guess, rebuild some of that lost community for people who basically gave up on Fortnite because they don't like the newer things in the game, which I get it. I understand that part. And I feel like this is a way of Epic Games trying to tell people, hey guys, I know we've been completely dropping the ball really hard here. I know we've been completely screwing up, and I know we've been shoving collaborations down your throat and shoving them in your faces basically on a daily basis. I know we've been overly monetizing the game, and we've been trying to focus on all of these modes to make people happy. I know we've been trying to make these modes like Lego Fortnite, Fall Guys, Festival, Rocket League Racing. I know that's not really appeasing to some people. So, to make up for it, we're going to be bringing back the OG Battle Royale that a lot of you early access players remembered, and we're going to be doing it on a monthly rotation. So, every new month, the map will change to a new OG map from chapter 1. So that way you kiddos can keep the OG experience fresh, and the loot pool will all be OG as well. So that way nothing crazy will happen. So we won't touch anything crazy. We'll just leave it as it is, and we won't leave the newer stuff into the older stuff. I feel like that's Epic Games' way of saying, "Hey, sorry about that people who played the game back in early access or back in beta. We really screwed up here, so we want to kind of make it up to you by bringing back the OG experience." Now, there's two sides of this coin here that I can see. On one side of the coin, you can see people like myself who did play this game back in the early access days, and we can see this as like a, oh hey, they're finally catering to us as the OG players. That's really cool. Finally, they're listening to our feedback, and we can actually play the game like it was way back then. That's really cool. And then we got the other side of that coin, like, oh shoot, like, is Epic Games like really dropping the ball here? Like, is the game gotten so bad to the point where they have to go back to the classics and try to bring some of those players back because they know not a lot of people are happy with the newer stuff? Like, is this the direction that Fortnite's going down now? So you have two sides of that coin. Like I said, on one side you have the OGs who played the game way back when it was in early access, where finally they got some attention. They're finally going back to their roots. And on the other side of that coin, you got the worried side, meaning like, oh, are they going to try to find a way to monetize the OG people and try to exploit the nostalgia just to make a quick buck, just like Aspire did with Star Wars Battlefront: The Classic Collection? I wouldn't be worried about that part because Fortnite is probably just going to stick with what they have always been doing, and that's trying to find new ways to reach out to their audience and try to find new ways to make them happy, whether it be bringing something back that people like or whether they want to try to take a risk and do something new, but that's not too risky. So, I wouldn't worry too much about them ruining the OG experience of Fortnite Battle Royale because I think they're starting to see the writing on the wall when it comes to modern gaming, and they're trying to avoid that notorious reputation that other corporate companies like Activision and EA have. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that part. So your OG Battle Royales should be safe. As a matter of fact, I had a friend that I used to play Fortnite with back in the early access days, and I told him about this. I was like, oh, hey, man, they're bringing back the OG Fortnite Battle Royale. This is kind of cool, but also kind of concerning in the same way. And my friend even told me, like, yeah, that's how you know Fortnite dropped the ball hard if they have to go back to the OG Battle Royale. Like, that's how you can tell a lot of people don't like the newer Fortnite now because they have to go back to the classics. Meaning, like, they have to go back to the classic Battle Royale map and they have to stick with the classic loot pool and all that because the newer stuff in the newer Fortnite it's just dumb, overpowered, and it's just too stupid. And there's some dumb items that literally make you invisible, or there's some items that give you insane movement speed. Like I'm just not into that. I'm just not into that, man. Just keep things like the way they were back then. If it ain't broke, then why fix it? And that's why OG Battle Royale came back. It's like, hey, buddy, I might be old, but I still got a lot of years left in these old bones. So stand aside, newer Fortnite. Let me show you how the OG Battle Royale handles the work. You know what I'm saying? I know I've said several times in the past that Fortnite is trying way too hard to be the greatest thing since sliced bread was invented, and seeing them bring back OG Battle Royale, it continues to prove my point, and I still stand by that statement. I will say this, it's cool how they're bringing back OG Battle Royale so we can get that classic experience back again. And I want to give credit where credit's due. I know I've been completely just trash talking Fortnite as of lately, but like I have already said, I want to give credit where credit's due, and they're at least trying to cater to their audience. Well, at least the early access audience and the beta audience. At least they're catering to those people, and they're trying to bring back something just to let them know, hey guys, I know we already messed up, so we're gonna give you the classic OG Battle Royale experience back because we're really not doing too well with the newer stuff, and we're not really appeasing any of our OG players anymore with the newer stuff. So now we have this, I guess, I don't want to say divided side of Fortnite, but we have two sides of Fortnite now. We have the OG experience where you don't touch anything, just leave it as it is, and then you got the newer Fortnite experience with Chapter 6 Season 1, where they go crazy with all of these newer items and whatever. Which, fine, just leave the newer stuff in the newer Fortnite. Just leave all that newer crap away from the OG Battle Royale, and the OG Battle Royale players, like myself, will be fine. So, anyways, I figured this was interesting news, and I just wanted to cover it and talk about it. And I wanted to let some of you folks know that weren't aware of this. I know that this is kind of a bit of a silly topic, but this is still technically gaming news, and I still wanted to talk about it. So I don't know if I'll have another video out by the end of December. Like I've said earlier in the month, I do want to take December off and just relax and spend it with my family. So if I don't have another video up at some point in December, then I'm just taking my break then, and I'm just chillaxing. So, with this being said, thank you everyone for watching and for listening. And until next time, if I don't see you all again, have a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. And until next time, I'm talking about how Fortnite is bringing back the OG experience, and I'll see you all later.